Welcome to NTD.
Good morning. Here are today's top stories. People wait all year for this iconic event, and today it's finally here. A behind-the-scenes look and what to expect at New York City's Thanksgiving Day Parade.
And for those preparing the Thanksgiving feast today, we have some kitchen and food safety tips to make sure everything runs as smooth as butter.
One of the busiest shopping days of the year, millions of Americans are looking to buy on Black Friday, and we have some tips on how to find some of the best deals this season.
President-elect Trump issued a tariff threat to Mexico this week over fentanyl and illegal immigration. He says it's already spurring action. Details on his talks with Mexico's president.
Russian drones and missiles struck Ukrainian power grids, prompting an emergency blackout in the country, the latest on the Russian-Ukraine war.
An art fair in Paris features rare masterpieces presented by art dealers from around the world. It's a rare occasion to admire the beauty and skill of painters, sculptors, and craftsmen from past centuries.
This is NTD Good Morning, live from our global headquarters in New York City. Here are Evelyn Lee and Kevin Hogan.
Welcome to NTD.
Today is Thursday, November 28th.
You know what that means? It's Thanksgiving. There's so much to be grateful for.
I know, and to all of you guys, of course, I hope you guys have a great celebration with your families. Happy Thanksgiving. And the holiday season in New York City here truly begins when the iconic helium balloons take to the skies.
The big Macy's parade. I can't wait to see that Goku float. Kamehameha.
Oh yeah, those childhood memories. I watched that too, but hey, you know what? It's a big one this year. It's the unofficial 100th one. That's according to the New York State Museum, at least.
That's awesome. Yeah. Yes, big time. And Al Roker's going to host it along with NBC's Today hosts. And right now, NTD's Daniel Monahan brings us behind the scenes of this year's New York City Thanksgiving Day Parade preparations and more.
The parade will feature 17 giant character balloons, 22 elaborate floats, 15 novelty and heritage inflatables, 11 marching bands, 10 performance groups, and 700 clowns, plus more celebrities than you could fit around a holiday dinner table. Rain or shine, the parade kicks off on Manhattan's Upper West Side and ends at Macy's Herald Square on 34th Street, where the flagship store serves as a grand stage for dazzling performances. It takes about 8 hours to inflate all the massive balloons.
There's a team of Macy's Studios colleagues here who are inflating everything, and they're leading a team of about 100 volunteers who are supporting that process.
The balloon inflating attracts people who want a sneak preview of the parade.
It's that sneak behind the curtain, that peek at how it all comes together, and I think that's really fascinating to people, and it's so much fun.
You see these giant balloons come to life, and they're really, really huge. So you can see them start on the ground right next to you where you look taller than them, and slowly, slowly they start to raise right above you.
Well, I like how they're humongous and they just fly around. Yeah.
We watch the parade every year and thought this would be a great time to come and see it in person. See the balloons get blown up right before our eyes.
This year introduces 6 brand new character balloons, including Minnie Mouse, Extraordinary Nora from The Elf on the Shelf, Gabby from Gabby's Dollhouse, Goku from Dragon Ball, Marshall from Paw Patrol, and a new Spider-Man design. Authorities report no credible threats to the event and expect a safe celebration. A heightened security presence will include foot patrols, bike teams, canine units, drones, and even heavy weapons teams.
We're not going to accept any violence or disruption in this parade, so there'll be no tolerance for interfering at all.
Mayor Adams had a strong message for anyone considering disruptions.
And I really want to take the moment to tell those Grinches that believe they're going to disrupt the parade, it's not going to happen.
This year's lineup is brighter than ever with performances from Grammy, Oscar, Emmy, and Tony winner Jennifer Hudson, pop superstar Kylie Minogue, and the multi-talented Billy Porter. Last year, 40 protesters were arrested along the parade route, but officials are confident that this year's event will go off without a hitch. Daniel Monahan, NTD News.
And more more good news. NTD will have live special coverage of the annual Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade in New York City. So tune in today from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. Eastern right here on NTD. And again, we wish you a happy Thanksgiving. With Thanksgiving here, and around 90% of U.S. hosts plan to serve turkey, according to Butterball.
Experts share food and kitchen-related tips to make sure things go smoothly. NTD's David Lamb has more.
It's that time of the year. To ensure a better Thanksgiving, experts share some food safety tips this season. One expert reminds the public to handle food safely, cook foods thoroughly, and store leftovers properly.
But you don't want to throw a bunch of hot food in your fridge, especially if you seal it up tightly. So I'd watch for that. And then in addition, once that food is made, say you open maybe like a potato salad that was made in a commercial plant, or say you make a potato salad for Thanksgiving, or you got that leftover turkey, one, refrigerate it quickly, but two, do not use it after 7 days.
He says that's how long it takes for bacteria to grow, even at refrigeration levels. According to the National Fire Protection Association, Thanksgiving is the peak day for cooking-related fires, followed by Christmas and Christmas Eve. A medical director says it could be a good idea to keep children or those not cooking outside of the kitchen during Thanksgiving.
A lot of times, also, if you have open flame or gas type of cooktops, what you can see is that your clothing, your loose clothing, or more your dress-up clothes that you don't usually cook in, are flammable and hang over those open flames and become a greater risk. With more people in the kitchen, if you have your pots and pans where the handles are out, they can easily get bumped into. And so you put all of that into a big environment, and you're cooking with a lot more pots and pans on a surface area and entertaining. That's where it can just kind of bring all the risks together at once.
Happy Thanksgiving, everybody. Cheers.
Nearly 90% of U.S. hosts plan to serve turkey on Thanksgiving this year, according to the turkey producer Butterball. It's no easy task. Outbreaks of some types of food poisoning tend to rise in November and December, according to the CDC. Raw turkey can cause sickness from salmonella or other germs.
When it comes to thawing a turkey, there are several methods that experts will recommend for thawing a turkey. Those include thawing in the microwave, thawing in the refrigerator, or thawing under cold running water. And those are all tried and true tested methods for properly thawing a turkey.
Turkey needs to reach 165 degrees Fahrenheit before being served. One way to tell if it's cooked is with a tip-sensitive digital thermometer inserted in the innermost section of the turkey thigh. Happy Thanksgiving and happy cooking. David Lamb, NTD News.
From planes to trains to automobiles, this year's Thanksgiving travel is going to be packed with people. This is a brewing storm threatens coast-to-coast disruptions.
But for those who booked this year's air travel with credit card points, you may be in luck. Here are the details.
Almost 80 million people will travel over Thanksgiving, AAA projects. Add to the already busy holiday, a blast of frigid Arctic air affecting much of the country, and potential slowdowns due to air traffic controller shortages.
We are working the traffic, the staffing issue as quickly as we can. We expected some disruption, which is why we're pushing so many controllers through the pipeline.
If your flight is delayed or canceled, using credit card points may get you out of a bind.
Pull out your points, book yourself on another carrier. Even if you don't end up needing to use that flight, you can cancel and get all of your points back for free.
Brian Kelly from the Points Guide suggests also using them for future holiday travel, especially as prices can go up.
You'd be shocked at how much award availability there is.
Some other considerations: if it's your baggage that gets stranded, report the bag at the airport. Consider letting the airline deliver it. Keep receipts of anything you spend through the days without your luggage. If it is lost, check your airline's claims and compensation policy. And during this holiday rush, remember to pack your patience and perhaps some items to keep you busy.
I feel like you should bring like a lot of books, because like if you're first traveling and you feel like, oh, it's gonna be great, I'm not staying that long, I don't need like things to entertain me, well, most likely you're gonna need something to entertain yourself.
Mother Nature is about to serve up some unappetizing conditions for millions of Thanksgiving travelers.
Sloppy weather, snow, and a potentially disruptive storm are on the way through the holiday weekend.
Much of the U.S. will be dry but cold on Thanksgiving Day, with the exception of the east. Rain will stretch from the southeast to the northeast, with light snow for parts of the northeast and northeastern New England. Rain could lead to poor visibility at times for motorists. Dreary weather with low clouds could cause issues for eastern seaboard airports.
Wet, sloppy snow will fall in the Northeast's highest elevations today. Some areas will see really cold temperatures move in. For tomorrow and the weekend, dry but frigid conditions will build over the U.S. Morning low temperatures for millions will be the coldest that they've been in the better part of a year.
And the Northern Lights could bring some added excitement this Thanksgiving and Black Friday. An incoming solar storm is expected to make faintly colorful auroras visible today and tomorrow, according to NOAA. They will most likely be seen in parts of the northeastern U.S. from New York to Idaho. Experts say you can expect to see the lights tonight between 10 p.m. and 1 a.m., with more accurate forecasts to come near the time.
Stay with us. A new position to be filled, special envoy to the Ukraine-Russia war. President-elect Trump taps his former chief of staff of the White House National Security Council for the role. If confirmed, will the lieutenant general help bring about a diplomatic end to the war? A former intel official joins us to discuss this.
President-elect Trump issued a tariff threat to Mexico this week over fentanyl and illegal immigration. He says it's already spurring action. Details on his talks with Mexico's president.
As we naturally age, many people are getting zero amount of this incredible and unique substance. That's when we start seeing an impact in our joints, skin, nails, and even our digestion.
People ask me, Dr. X, what is the #1 supplement I should be taking? My answer is multi-collagen protein.
People's reactions to me, people were like, what are you doing? What is going on? You look amazing. You have a glow about you.
What makes Ancient Nutrition Multi-Collagen stand out from other brands? 10 types of collagen. It's grass-fed, pasture-raised with vitamin C and probiotics. It's proven to reduce joint discomfort rapidly, continuously, and persistently. It improves the appearance of crow's feet after 4 weeks and improves skin tone after 8 weeks. And it promotes hair thickness, growth, and a reduction in hair breakage.
It has transformed everything from my hair. Like, my hair was starting to kind of just, come out, and I don't have that anymore. My skin feels amazing.
Call the number on your screen and find out how to get a free bottle when you order, plus free shipping and our 30-day money-back guarantee. And as a bonus, we will include Dr. Josh Axe and Jordan Rubin's revolutionary book, Multi-Collagen Makeover, free with your order, plus free shipping and free returns.
I have implicit trust in Dr. Axe because the plan worked. I'm living proof of it.
This is the collagen protein that is backed by clinical studies. It's what my family uses, it's what I use, and I know you're gonna benefit in a big way as well.
Love the results or get your money back. This special TV offer is not available in stores. Call the number on your screen or go online now.
Tired of scrolling Netflix? Trying to find something that's worth watching? Want to skip the censorship in mainstream media? Well, now you can with Epic TV. New exclusive content every day with over 100 never-before-seen movies, films, and documentaries. Available and streaming now at your fingertips. For a limited time now, you can get 60% off Epic TV by subscribing or upgrading to a yearly plan. Plus, get an additional $10 credit to rent featured movies on Epic Cinema today. Skip mainstream narratives and find quality family entertainment from the comfort of your very own home. Say no to big tech and subscribe to Epic TV.
Welcome back, everyone, and happy Thanksgiving again. We have some more news to get to. President-elect Trump provided an update yesterday on illegal immigration.
He says Mexican President Claudia Sheinbaum has agreed to stop migration through Mexico and into the United States.
Trump wrote on Truth Social that the agreement will effectively close the southern border.
In a post on X, Sheinbaum wrote that she had an excellent conversation with Trump. She says they discussed strengthening collaboration on security issues and the campaign Mexico is carrying out to prevent fentanyl consumption.
Sheinbaum wrote in a separate post on X that Mexico has been respecting human rights in its approach to migration. She clarified that it's not Mexico's position to close borders, but to build bridges between governments and between peoples.
Trump vowed this week to impose a 25% tariff on all goods from Mexico and Canada. He said the aim was to force the two nations to tighten border security and help stem the flow of fentanyl into the United States.
President-elect Donald Trump also announced plans to launch a large-scale ad campaign yesterday that aims to show Americans the effects of fentanyl.
He wrote on Truth Social that he'll be working with the United States advertising campaign to show the horror of this drug.
Fentanyl is a synthetic opioid that has resulted in 74,000 deaths in 2023 and 76,000 deaths in 2022, according to the CDC. And several of President-elect Trump's new cabinet nominees and White House appointees say they were targeted with bomb threats. The FBI says it's taking these threats seriously. Here's the story.
Some of Trump's new administration picks are targeted with threats to their lives. That's according to the Trump transition team, which says such attacks range from bomb threats to swatting. The FBI, confirming the incidents, says it's working with law enforcement partners and taking all potential threats seriously. Among those targeted, Trump's picks for UN Ambassador, Congresswoman Elise Stefanik, who says she was informed of a bomb threat to her home in upstate New York. Trump's pick to lead the Environmental Protection Agency, former Congressman Lee Zeldin, also posting about a pipe bomb threat targeting his home with a pro-Palestinian themed message. And Brooke Rollins, Trump's pick for Agriculture Secretary, says a threat was issued against her home and family. Luckily, no one was harmed in these incidents. Trump's transition team thanked law enforcement for their swift action and vowed that acts of intimidation and violence will not deter us. The latest threats come as Trump continues to staff his new administration. Trump named health economist Dr. Jay Bhattacharya to lead the National Institutes of Health, investor Jim O'Neill as the Deputy Secretary of Health and Human Services, businessman John Phelan as Navy Secretary, lawyer and China hawk Jamison Greer as Trade Representative, and retired General Keith Kellogg as Special Envoy for Ukraine and Russia. Kellogg, who served as Chief of Staff to the National Security Council during Trump's first term, is expected to play a key role in helping Trump broker an end to the Russia-Ukraine war.
President-elect Trump has selected Keith Kellogg to the new role of Special Envoy for the Ukraine-Russia war. In Trump's first administration, Kellogg was Chief of Staff for the White House National Security Council. Here for a discussion on this is Kirvin Oakman. He's the former lead intelligence, surveillance, and reconnaissance coordinator for the U.S. Army in Europe and the host of This Week Explained podcast. Kirvin, great to have you with us this morning. Do you see the reason for this new special envoy position as being a push for negotiation to end the war?
Well, first, once again, thank you for having me on to talk about this very important nomination. Also, happy Thanksgiving to everybody in the United States. Please stay safe. But I really want to dig into this because I think no matter what side you sit on, whether you want more funds sent to Ukraine or you want, a brokered peace deal that stops all of the fighting there, this is the best candidate that could have been nominated for this position. And why do I say that? we have to listen to what he has said in the past. And retired General Kellogg has been, very supportive of Ukraine. He has pushed back against Russian demands. Said that actually, if Putin doesn't come to the negotiating table in good faith, with a key word there, good faith, then the U.S. just needs to send everything they have to Ukraine to fight this war and stop it. So he's going to be very hawkish there. He's also, he was brought in after his retirement for the Iraq War to slice through the bureaucracy that's there. So that's another aspect of this. Trump said, boy, day one, he wants this war over. He wants to broker a peace deal there. This is the guy to do it. He wants to cut through all the red tape and kind of get this done.
Understood, Kervin. And Lieutenant General Kellogg wrote a paper in the America First Policy Institute. In it, he said that as soon as this war became a war of attrition, a stalemate, that was when it was in the United States' best interest and the best interest of the world and Ukraine to find a way to end this war through ceasefire negotiation. Based on what you're seeing in the battleground, is that your assessment?
Yeah, absolutely. I've said it from the moment we saw that this was a war of attrition, as you just said. A war of attrition actually benefits Russia. That means they have more troops to put into this war. And so as the war drags on and there's less aid available for Ukraine, that's going to give Russia a better opportunity at the negotiating table. If you do it right now, each country is at a stalemate. If you freeze it along the lines now, that gives Russia those annexed regions. But what does that do for Ukraine in Kursk? So those are kind of conversations that are going to be having. They're going to be having. This isn't going to be let's broker a peace deal and everybody comes to the table and says kumbaya. These are going to be days, weeks, months of discussions to figure out what is an actual fair peace deal for both countries, because it is a stalemate. So with neither country winning, that's where we're going to have to be. And so we're seeing Russia make a big push. They want to actually gain more land now before they can get to the negotiating table, to add that to the list of demands. And Ukraine's making that push in Kursk as well to try to regain some of the Russian land that they took over and maybe bring that into the negotiations.
Right, and further on what you're saying, Kervin, the future potential national security advisor to Trump, Mike Waltz, he's probably going to build on what Kellogg is saying in this proposals to end the war, in that there would probably go for a ceasefire along the front lines to cool things off, bring both sides to the negotiating table, and then try to get European and NATO countries to foot the bill for the support for Ukraine in the meantime. Now, what are you seeing from the Kremlin here? They're very unhappy about U.S. weapons, those missiles being used inside Russia. They're threatening to target these decision centers. How much is on Kellogg's hands, if confirmed, when this all unfolds?
Oh, there's a lot, because Trump has said he will, by day one, broker a peace deal, and everybody has heard it, and the media keeps putting that out there because it's true. He did say that, and so they're going to hold his feet to the fire, and Trump is going to hold General Kellogg's feet to the fire in order to make this deal happen. But this is the guy to do it. He is not easily pushed over. He is loud and boisterous, and he can get in there and broker a deal. And he has said it from the start: peace through strength. If Putin doesn't want to come to the table in good faith, then Ukraine, all the handcuffs are off, and Ukraine can go full on with even more U.S. aid. Now, on the flip side, if Zelensky doesn't want to come to the table in good faith because he doesn't want to let up those annexed regions in Ukraine, there is still peace through strength, meaning the U.S. completely removes all funding and all support for Ukraine until Zelensky comes to the table. So those are going to be the two things that General Kellogg is going to tell these two leaders, and he's going to have the full backing of President-elect Donald J. Trump.
So this war has gone on for over 2.5 years. Obviously, we haven't seen a peace deal materialize just yet. It's not something that's unheard of, though. Even Zelensky laid out some lofty goals for a peace agreement at the G20 summit, in which Russia couldn't be forced to agree to, so obviously it never came to fruition. But he's otherwise shown no interest in negotiating. Will that change with Trump at the helm, considering that Trump might be opposed to American funding going to Ukraine in the same magnitude that it is now?
Yeah, I absolutely think it is going to change. But what we're going to see is two leaders coming to the negotiating table, and they are going to put up their demands. And Russia's demands are to keep all the regions that they annexed, that they need assurances that that Ukraine's not going to be a NATO country. They're probably going to ask for conditions of Ukraine's EU ascension, that can't happen. And there's absolutely no nuclear weapons that'll be allowed within Ukraine. That's what Russia's going to say. Ukraine's going to come back and offer their demands, which is all the annexed regions, to include Crimea, go back to Ukraine. They get all that back. All Russian forces are removed from Ukraine, and Russia agrees to never attack Ukraine again. And both of those leaders are going to laugh at each other in the face, and then we'll see good faith negotiations as we sort of see the compromises happen.
Well, thank you for the excellent analysis this morning. Kervin Oquin, the former lead intelligence, surveillance, and reconnaissance coordinator for the U.S. Army in Europe.
Thank you so much for having me, and stay safe out there.
Russian missiles and drones carried out attacks against Ukraine's energy infrastructure this morning.
The Ukrainian energy minister said that emergency power outages were being implemented nationwide.
Local officials say almost 1 million people in the Lviv, Rivne, and Volyn regions are without power.
In Kyiv, the air raid lasted 9 hours and missile debris fell into one neighborhood, but no casualties have been reported.
Half of Ukraine's energy infrastructure has already been destroyed during its almost 3 years of war with Russia.
Russia has targeted Ukraine's power grid in the past, denying civilians heating and drinking water during the winter months, as well as to cripple Ukraine's defense industry that is now producing missiles, drones, and other military assets.
A prisoner swap between Washington and Beijing. China has released 3 Americans who have been in custody for years.
Local media said they arrived in Texas just hours before Thanksgiving.
3 U.S. citizens released by China arrived in Joint Base San Antonio, Texas on Wednesday, just hours before Thanksgiving. The released Americans are Mark Swidon, Kai Li, and John Leung. It's unclear who would be sent back to China in exchange for them walking free. Mark Swidon is a businessman from Texas. A Chinese court upheld his death sentence with a 2-year reprieve. Swidon was first arrested on drug-related charges. His mother previously said she was afraid he might try to take his life after spending over a decade behind bars. Kai Li was detained during a 2016 visit to see relatives in Shanghai. He was serving a 10-year prison sentence. He was interrogated without a lawyer and accused of providing state secrets to the FBI. A UN working group called his sentence arbitrary. As for John Leung, China sentenced him to life in prison this May. The charge is related to spying, but Chinese authorities did not give details. He's a 78-year-old U.S. citizen. China also confiscated about $70,000 worth of his personal property. Ohio Governor Mike DeWine has signed a law affecting bathroom access in schools.
The measure requires students from kindergarten to college to use multi-person bathrooms that align with their sex.
It also applies to locker rooms and overnight accommodation.
The law is called the Protect All Students Act. It covers public and private schools and universities, but includes exemptions for emergencies and caregivers.
The law was signed without public announcement. It will go into effect in 90 days.
Now an update on a legal battle between the White House and the state of Texas. A federal appeals court ruled yesterday the Biden administration cannot remove razor wire Texas put up along the Mexico border. It's the latest development over the issue of when federal authority can override immigration enforcement by a state. Texas sued the Biden administration more than a year ago when border agents began cutting the razor wire. It followed the state's move to install the wire in its efforts to prevent border crossings. The U.S. Supreme Court in January sided with the administration to allow removal of the wire, but the issue was returned to the Fifth Circuit Court of Appeals. Wednesday's ruling went against the administration's arguments that the federal government has sovereign immunity to prohibit the lawsuit. The Department of Justice approach to the issue could very well change once President-elect Trump takes office. His team has signaled it's ready to join Texas in its efforts at the border. Heading to break, in the remote wilderness of Alaska, one woman is on a mission to deliver turkeys to the residents living off the grid in a creative and unconventional way. Stay tuned for that story.
As the universe nears the end of its cycle of creation and destruction, the merciful King of Kings descends to save it, confronting the chaos sown by the malvolent Red Dragon. Earth becomes the ultimate battleground. Humanity faces a defining choice. Our eternal fate hangs in the balance during this pivotal moment of cosmic shift.
What if you could whiten your teeth by simply brushing your teeth? Now you can with Smile Actives, the teeth whitening breakthrough that safely gets your teeth white and keeps them white every day, just by brushing your teeth.
I never thought that whitening my teeth could be so easy. I just put the gel on the brush, the toothpaste on it, brush, and I can see my white teeth.
Simply add Smile Actives to any toothpaste and our patented PolyClean technology activates into a powerful microfoam that penetrates into the enamel surface to safely lift and remove stains.
You need a simple way to whiten your teeth. Without strips, without trays, without going to the dentist. And it was about time that a product was developed that you would be able to do that with just brushing.
And now Smile Actives is even better with new Pro Whitening Gel with 33% greater whitening power, clinically shown to whiten teeth faster, up to 8 shades. 100% of users saw whiter teeth. On food stains, coffee and wine stains, even on veneers, crowns, and dentures.
I eat the blueberries, I drink the coffee, and I know that Smile Actives will keep my teeth white every day.
If you could use something so easy like Smile Actives to take yellow teeth to white teeth, why wouldn't you?
Why spend hundreds of dollars for whitening treatments at the dentist when now you can whiten your teeth with new Smile Actives Pro Whitening Gel every time you brush your teeth? Call or go to smileactives.com and for a limited time get new Pro Whitening Gel for just $24.95. Order in the next 5 minutes and buy one get one absolutely free for just $24.95. That's 2 for 1 and save 58%. We'll even include free shipping. Get your teeth whiter guaranteed or return it within 60 days for your money back.
I smile every day now.
The difference is literally night and day.
So now I'm always smiling, always choosing, because now my teeth are much whiter.
This offer is not available in stores, so call or click now before the special buy one get one free offer goes away.
Welcome back, everyone.
And if you're just now joining us, here are some of today's top headlines.
Russia carried out attacks against Ukraine's energy infrastructure this morning. Local officials say almost 1 million people in the Lviv, Rivne, and Volyn regions are now without power. An air raid in Kyiv lasted 9 hours and missile debris fell into one neighborhood. No casualties have been reported. Russia has targeted Ukraine's power grid in the past, denying civilians access to electricity with the aim to cripple Ukraine's defense industry.
President-elect Trump provided an update on the southern border yesterday. He says Mexican President Claudia Sheinbaum has agreed to stop migration through Mexico and into the United States. Trump wrote on Truth Social that the agreement will effectively close the southern border. Sheinbaum wrote on X that she had an excellent conversation with Trump.
New York City's Thanksgiving Day Parade kicks off today, featuring 17 giant balloons, 22 floats, and performances by stars like Jennifer Hudson and Kylie Minogue. Security is heightened with drones, K-9 units, and heavy weapons teams ensuring safety. 6 new balloons debut, including Minnie Mouse and Spider-Man. And in the remotest reaches of Alaska, there's no relying on DoorDash to have Thanksgiving dinner or any dinner delivered.
But Esther Keem, the founder of Alaska Turkey Bomb, is on a mission to help those families in need to have turkeys brought in by air.
I grew up in the bush in the rural Alaska, so there's no roads. The only way that you can get there is by airplane, by snowmobile or boat if you're on the river system. And so during freeze up, during Thanksgiving time, everyone is stuck. And so we had a family friend that would airdrop turkeys to my family and other families in the area for Thanksgiving. But 3 years ago, I was out there and we went to visit our newest and closest neighbors that had moved out there, and they had just moved out the season before, and they were telling me that a squirrel for dinner did not split very far between 3 people. And at that moment, I thought, you know, I'm going to airdrop them a turkey because I had just finished rebuilding my first airplane with my dad. And it would have been super easy and simple just to surprise them and drop them a turkey. And then once I started preparing for that, I thought, you know, I'm not going to leave anyone out in the area. I want to do that to everyone that lives out there and that's out there for, you know, during freeze up and through the winter. So that's kind of how I got started. That was 2022. And every year I've dropped between 30 and 40 turkeys.
She actually contacts families on social media beforehand to let them know they will be coming with the turkeys.
A turkey was once missing for 5 days before it was found, but the only casualty so far has been a lost ham.
Luckily, the turkeys are paid for with donations, usually by people reaching out to her through Facebook.
But her ultimate goal is to set up a nonprofit organization for Alaska Turkey Bomb so they can reach more people in need.
And Thanksgiving came a day early for the homeless in downtown Los Angeles, Skid Row.
The Los Angeles Mission dished out turkey and all the trimmings with the help of a few well-known faces. Eric Grant, the executive chef at the Los Angeles Mission, says the event is personal.
At one point in time, I actually found myself homeless, and so for me, it's very personal. I really want to give back to the community, give back to the society, because really this can happen to any of us. So the expectancy is between 1,500 and 4,000. So I've prepared 180 gallons of gravy, 3,600 pounds of turkey, 1,000 pounds of macaroni, 1,000 pounds of collard greens, and 1,000 pounds of stuffing.
Well-known faces, including Hollywood producer Jeffrey Katzenberg, actors Joe Manganiello, Alexander James Rodriguez, and TV host Nick Cannon, were either serving the homeless or dishing out the food to give to the servers.
Fills your heart, both with happiness of we're going to make people's lives a teeny bit brighter today, but also reminds you of how many people are in need. You can see it here on the streets. Heartbreaking.
What a lot of people don't say is that when you are giving, you get so much more back. It's almost a selfish act to try to help people because it really is a wonderful thing to be around those that care about human beings, and in this time right now, it's really wonderful to be around like-minded individuals that really want to help.
Giving food to someone and seeing a smile on their face is always something that makes you feel like you're making a difference. Even if it's small, it's still a difference. And you know, together as a community, everyone over here is actually making a massive difference in our community in Los Angeles.
Turkey, stuffing, mashed potatoes, and much more. What are Americans' favorite Thanksgiving dishes? NTD Sam Wong was out in D.C. to hear from the crowd.
Are you cooking this Thanksgiving?
I cannot cook, so I'm not cooking, no.
My sister-in-law Heather is cooking it this year.
We don't have to host it. That's worth it. Worth the plane flights from California.
I am cooking corn casserole and macaroni and cheese.
My grandmother had a tradition. She'd make her biscuits.
Yum.
So my aunt, my mom, they carried on that tradition, and yeah. So we always look forward to it.
Thanksgiving, we're doing the traditional. We're doing turkey. We're doing mashed potatoes. We're doing gravy. We're doing the stuffing, and again, cranberry, homemade.
I'm hosting, and all of our kids and grandkids are coming over.
What's good on the table?
I would say my specialty is my mac and cheese and mashed potatoes.
And what's your favorite Thanksgiving dish?
Stuffing, for sure.
Stuffing.
Mhm.
Inside the turkey or on the side?
Oh, inside the turkey. It's got to be cooked inside the turkey and then just straight into my mouth. Stuffing, by far. The more bread, the better.
Inside the turkey or?
I'm not a turkey person. I usually like the ham.
I love the combination of the turkey, cranberry, and the stuffing.
My favorite dish is green bean casserole.
The turkey.
Turkey.
Oh yeah, turkey and stuffing.
A lot of turkey. The turkey, and I like some cranberry sauce.
Probably our marshmallow float. Yeah, pineapple float.
We're gonna go to a restaurant where they're serving Thanksgiving meal. I love sweet potato pie, so hopefully the restaurant will have what I want.
His mom made this fruit salad. It's like a marshmallow whip thing from the 1950s.
Oh, that sounds
and it's
great.
got pineapple and cherries and Bing cherries.
The key is to get the Bing cherries in advance because they're a little bit of a challenge to get.
Cranberry sauce, homemade or in the can?
Oh, I like it homemade, yeah.
Homemade.
Homemade. Definitely homemade.
No.
Nope.
No.
Not homemade, not cans either.
Nope.
No.
Don't like it. Never did.
Favorite part of that meal?
Favorite part of the meal is honestly getting together with people that you love and that you care about and being able to just to have that camaraderie. That's the favorite part.
Definitely the best part. And on the topic of food, there is a recall on the Costco Kirkland eggs. New York-based Handsome Brook Farms is voluntarily recalling nearly 11,000 of its organic eggs. The 24-count packages of organic pasture-raised eggs were sold under the Kirkland signature brand. The recall is due to a potential risk of Salmonella contamination. The eggs were distributed to 25 Costco stores in Alabama, Georgia, North Carolina, South Carolina, and Tennessee beginning on November 22nd. They have a best use date of January 6th. And so far, there are no reports of anyone getting sick. So if you have them in your fridge, you may want to throw them out or return them to the store for a refund. And as the holiday season kicks off, hundreds of millions of Americans are expected to shop on Black Friday. But experts say the best deals may have already started.
'Tis the season to shop, and this year could be one for the record books.
Consumers are spending more this year, predominantly because they're focusing on more gifts for family.
The National Retail Federation estimates roughly 184 million people are expected to shop in-store and online from Thanksgiving through Cyber Monday. And they found people plan to spend an average of roughly $902 per person this year, with total spending reaching as much as $989 billion. Black Friday is still the busiest shopping day, with more than 132 million Americans saying they plan to spend. 65% say they plan to shop in person, but that doesn't mean you'll get the cheapest deals.
One big trend that we've noticed is that the holiday sales start earlier every year.
Kimberly Palmer, a personal finance expert at NerdWallet, says many stores began slashing prices as early as October, which helps consumers spread out their spending a bit more. People plan to spend the most on clothing, followed by gift cards, toys, video games, and lastly food, according to the National Retail Federation. So how can you score the best deals?
For some of the bigger ticket items, it can actually really matter what day you decide to buy. The prices fluctuate so much in the lead up to the holidays.
Palmer also warned shoppers to watch out for buy now, pay later or pay over time deals.
I think it's just important for shoppers to know that's also a form of debt and it can cause financial stress when it comes to paying that back.
Still to come, an art fair in Paris features rare masterpieces presented by art dealers from around the world. Catch your chance to admire the beauty and skill of painters, sculptors, and craftsmen from past centuries when we come back.
Shenyun Creations, the streaming platform from Shenyun, featuring world-class dance, past programs, and all original music. Masterclasses, behind the scenes, comedy, and more. Explore shenyuncreations.com.
بیست و سه سال 16 سال
عمري ما هفت
اما داعش کردیان برانبر خوشک و دایکانی ازدی ما کاری که دور دور لهمو چمک دموکراسی و موافقانی مرو و انسانیت او بارو خی که است های به تایبند عراق و سوریه بشه که دگرت و با حالانه که اداره اوباما کرد
وريم بو او هفت روز بو و داعش از کرد
تام بوم كرا قوتينيز قريا بما متشكر بهر بيدن نبو باوان رحم نبو
ودمنا سؤالا من خادران نزل باوان نفستم بس ما قوبس ناش بيجوش باش.
They would literally be auctioned in front of soldiers, and then the soldiers begin to bid.
زارود وان همو جيبرم تي حملي زارود الدمع واسسيبان همو جيبرم
وحشی گریه کی توا عیاره ظلمی که یک جار زور گوره لما افرطانه کرا و تعدایی که زور زوریان لیده که اما نه روزانه دست فروشی ده
اليوم التوزيع كل الرصيد
Imagine being a child, you know, having a child mentality, and these evil people come and wheel you away from the only safety you've ever known.
When I never graduated from high school, I realized I wanted to go back to school because I didn't want to work these back-breaking jobs the rest of my life. With the help of my father and having my son, that was all the motivation that I needed to come back to school. I felt accomplished, made me feel that I could take on whatever challenges life throws at you.
Find free adult education classes near you at finishyourdiploma.org.
Hi, welcome back, and get ready. The early preparations of the Thanksgiving Day Parade are well underway.
And NTD's Fiona G is on the scene early this morning right now. Fiona, tell us what you're seeing.
Evelyn, Kevin, hi. Yes, it is early in the morning, but I'm right here in the heart of the preparations that are currently underway for the New York City Thanksgiving Day Parade. If you look right over there, you can actually see those giant balloons that will be taking to the skies shortly. We are having 17 giant balloons floating in the sky this time around, 22 floats, and then 11 marching bands, as well as, get this, there's going to be over 700 clowns roaming the streets as the parade progresses. As I was walking over, I saw some of those giant balloons. I saw Spider-Man, I saw SpongeBob and his pet snail Gary. Right behind me, you can see the iconic Macy's star, as well as Minnie Mouse, who's actually, fun fact, making her debut this year in the parade. Now, right behind me, if you see over on this side, all in red, we've got Macy's Great American Marching Band, and it is made up of high school students across all 50 states in the United States. It really is amazing. They were rehearsing just a couple minutes ago in the rain, but it's not phasing them. Look at them. Look at their outfits. They look very sharp. We've also got some floats. I saw the 123 Sesame Street float. I'm sure that's going to be very popular with the kids. I also saw the Bronx Zoo float. Fun fact, the Bronx Zoo is actually celebrating their 125th anniversary this year. And when you see their float and you see the models of those zoo animals on their float, those are actually all made to be life-size models. So really a lot going on. It is raining, as you can see from my umbrella, and the rain pouring down, but spirits are high. In fact, I'm hearing people on the megaphone going, rain or shine, the parade is a go. So don't you worry about that. Now, I will be here all day covering the parade, so stay tuned for more. Back to you guys.
I love that. I love the rain is not dampening the mood. Thank you so much, Fiona. Please stay warm and dry, of course. Appreciate it. Now, over to Europe, a prestigious art fair has returned to Paris for an exhibition.
Art dealers are showcasing rare artwork and masterpieces that even museums can't acquire.
The art fair also highlights the exceptional skills of craftsmen, painters, and sculptors from past centuries.
NTD's correspondent David Vives reports from Paris.
The Fine Arts La Biennale has returned to the Grand Palais in Paris, welcoming 100 exhibitors from 9 countries. Many museums would dream of owning some of the masterpieces exhibited here, which have never been shown to the public except on rare occasions like this. Amidst the visitors, a few art dealers may make some purchases, while the majority will simply admire them. Gallery owner Guillaume Léage travels across the world to sell the rare pieces he finds. He says it can take months to research and investigate an object he considers purchasing.
And it's very rare to have such an important 18th century centerpiece like this. You have the dragons on the 2 parts, the 8 arms lights that could be removed, actually, if you would use it during the day or during the evening. What we look for at the gallery is like always the highest quality of the 18th century. Sometimes we have an equivalent museum or very rare provenance.
Pascal Izarn is one of the few experts on bronze art pieces. His booth showcases astonishing pendulums and clockworks from Europe. One of the pieces is from the Napoleonic era, inspired by the emperor's Egyptian campaign.
We're looking at a pair of canopic vases from the First Empire period. They were made in gilded bronze, patinated bronze, and grotty marble. And they're not just veneered marble blocks, decorated with scarabs, monkeys, and figures reminiscent of Egypt.
Like Izarn and Léage, many of the art dealers specialize in rare niches and have exceptional expertise. Van Coenberg focuses on white marble sculptures, the rare marble of Carrara used by Renaissance sculptors such as Michelangelo for its beauty, softness, and light-reflecting properties.
Look at the drapery, and you can see the leg of the lady just coming through the drapery, which is just amazing. You just see the knee over here, and here it's very nice because the marble is in absolutely perfect condition, and it symbolizes the knights. So we see here the allegory of the knight represented by a very young woman, and with the star just over here in her hair, and also the fact that she's putting the veil over the day, which prepares for the night to start.
The art fair will return to the Grand Palais in Paris in November 2025. David Vives, NTD News, Paris.
Masterpieces, no doubt. Those sculptures are amazing.
Exactly. And they've picked a great place too. It's just so royal in there, the Grand Palais. I think, listen, David is giving us so many reasons to just visit there.
Yeah.
Paris is full of gems, really.
That's right. And just that richness of that culture is amazing.
It's really amazing.
And before we round up the show, cooking Thanksgiving dinner can be intimidating for home chefs. Ohio State culinary instructor Ben Flores has tips for pulling off a successful meal. The first, plan ahead and make sure to utilize your oven strategically. Let's take a look.
A common mistake that I typically see for people when they're planning around Thanksgiving and cooking around Thanksgiving, I think probably is doing too much too fast. I think a lot of people have a tendency to want to do this huge picturesque spread on Thanksgiving, and everybody thinks of the end result but doesn't think of all the little steps that need to be accomplished in order to get to that goal. And so proper planning, I think, is the biggest mistake, but also the biggest preventable mistake. When it comes time for saving time, planning effectively, and especially with oven space on Thanksgiving, planning ahead in terms of what can we make on the stovetop without even having to use the oven, because obviously your oven's going to have limited real estate once it comes time for cooking the turkey, and if you intend to do stuffing on top of that. So I would say planning around dishes like mashed potatoes and gravy. You can boil potatoes and make mashed potatoes in a pot on top of your stove while your turkey is working in the oven, or if you're planning on doing dessert as well, to go with your turkey for the evening, you can make your pumpkin pies, apple pies, things like that in advance, and then you can just kind of pop them in the oven for a quick 15 minutes at 350 degrees or so, just to kind of take the chill off of them, and just focusing on keeping everything warm and hot at the same time, as opposed to having everything finished cooking at the same time, can be a huge ease in terms of planning around your Thanksgiving Day dinner. The best advice for a beginner home cook, if you're hosting for the first time, is going to be taking your time, do what you know how to do, plan around projects that you've done before, and doing a potluck style is a great way to get that picturesque Thanksgiving Day spread without it necessarily being all on your shoulders to accomplish for the first time.
Yeah, growing another arm would be really helpful during the season.
Well, Take Charge America says that one thing you got to do is have a plan for your leftovers. You can make meals for a couple days, or you can freeze them, so be sure to have some of those airtight containers on hand. And you got to put the date on there and the contents.
Just in case, that's right. Don't let them go to waste. That's a great idea. But hey, also, it's such a stressful season, right? It's okay if it's not perfect to the T. Give yourself a break.
And enjoy.
Exactly. All right, and we're enjoying our day 2 now. We have to wrap up our show, but be sure to stay tuned for the Macy Parade coverage at 9 a.m. Eastern.
And happy Thanksgiving from our NTD Good Morning team.
That's right. Thank you so much for watching now. I'm Evelyn Lee.
And I'm Kevin Hogan.
As we naturally age, many people are getting zero amount of this incredible and unique substance. That's when we start seeing an impact in our joints, skin, nails, and even our digestion.
People ask me, Dr. X, what is the #1 supplement I should be taking? My answer is multi-collagen protein.
People's reactions to me, people were like, what are you doing? What is going on? You look amazing. You have a glow about you.
What makes Ancient Nutrition Multi-Collagen stand out from other brands? 10 types of collagen. It's grass-fed, pasture-raised with vitamin C and probiotics. It's proven to reduce joint discomfort rapidly, continuously, and persistently. It improves the appearance of crow's feet after 4 weeks and improves skin tone after 8 weeks. And it promotes hair thickness, growth, and a reduction in hair breakage.
It has transformed everything from my hair. Like, my hair was starting to kind of just, come out, and I don't have that anymore. My skin feels amazing.
Call the number on your screen and find out how to get a free bottle when you order, plus free shipping and our 30-day money-back guarantee. And as a bonus, we will include Dr. Josh Axe and Jordan Rubin's revolutionary book, Multi-Collagen Makeover, free with your order, plus free shipping and free returns.
I have implicit trust in Dr. Axe because the plan worked. I am living proof of it.
This is the collagen protein that is backed by clinical studies. It's what my family uses, it's what I use, and I know you're going to benefit in a big way as well.
Love the results or get your money back. This special TV offer is not available in stores. Call the number on your screen or go online now.
There is a road laid out for me.
Boxes everywhere. And this is gonna be Addie's room.
I am blind,
you're really gonna like it.
I hope so, yeah. I know this road is there for me. There is a long way.
First night here, but Amy seems cool.
Waist down by the river. I am blind, but I need not see.
I got this.
I know